Picture this. You meet a woman who tells you everything you've always wanted to hear. She says she wants honesty, emotional connection, and a man who's gentle with her heart. So you listen, you care, you show up, you text first. You give her consistency, effort, reassurance, and slowly, something changes. Her replies get shorter, her tone gets colder. You start feeling like you're chasing someone who once begged to be caught. You wonder, what did I do wrong? You didn't lie. You didn't cheat. You just made the one mistake every good man makes. You gave her control. Because here's the uncomfortable truth, my friend. Every woman says she wants control, but her biology, her psychology, her instinct craves a man she can't control. For millions of years, women's survival depended on one question. Can he lead me through chaos? Before love, before romance, before social media, there was survival. And her body still remembers that code. The man she can't control, the one grounded under pressure, unbothered by emotional storms, triggers something ancient in her nervous system. It's not arrogance, she responds to. It's stability under uncertainty. Because deep down, every woman's subconscious is scanning for one thing. Is this man safe to follow? That's not manipulation. That's biology. That's the biological imperative attraction rooted in survival logic. When you stay centered, you communicate strength without words. And her brain releases dopamine, the same chemical tied to anticipation and desire. Control kills anticipation. Unpredictability keeps it alive. Psychologically, women are addicted to emotional movement. When a man is unpredictable, calm one moment, focus the next, he activates the same reward circuitry as a slot machine. The brain doesn't crave consistency. It craves uncertainty with reward. That's how dopamine works. When you're too available, too predictable, her brain stops releasing those small hits of anticipation. The mystery dies, and with it, attraction. It's not that she's cruel. It's that her emotional mechanism evolved that way. Control equals safety, but unpredictability equals desire. So, when she realizes she can control you, she stops respecting you. And once respect fades, love always follows. Watch for these signs, brother. They tell you exactly when you've given your power away. She starts testing your patience, small provocations, just to see if you'll react. She loses interest once you start seeking her validation. She becomes distant when you begin over-explaining yourself. She gets bored when there's no polarity left, no tension, no challenge. These are not random behaviors. They're subconscious probes, her way of asking, can I still trust this man's strength? Because attraction is not built on agreement. It's built on polarity, two energies dancing around control. Once she feels she's won that dance, she walks away. Society told you to be softer, to be more understanding, to share your emotions freely and never raise your voice. And while emotional intelligence is vital, what they didn't tell you was this. When you trade your backbone for approval, you become invisible to the very women you're trying to attract. The modern narrative paints masculine restraint as toxic, but it praises compliance as virtue. So men end up apologizing for their strength, and women end up resenting the weakness they encouraged. The result? A generation of men too afraid to lead, and a generation of women secretly yearning for one who will. You keep giving more. She keeps pulling away. Until one day, she says those quiet words, I just don't feel it anymore. And you sit there, trying to process the paradox. You gave her everything, and she left anyway. That's when it hits you. It wasn't love she lost. It was respect. She didn't stop caring about you. She stopped seeing you as a man she could follow. And that realization, it breaks something deep. Because you weren't rejected for being cruel. You were rejected for being too kind in the wrong way. Every woman can love a man she controls for a while, but she can only stay in love with a man she respects. The truth is harsh, brother. Affection without respect is pity. Validation without boundaries is addiction. And love without polarity is just comfort, not chemistry. A woman doesn't fall in love with your compliance. She falls in love with your command. When you surrender your frame to earn her affection, you lose both her respect and yourself. So, what's the answer? It's not manipulation. It's mastery. Stop trying to be chosen. Choose yourself first. Don't argue for your value, embody it. Be kind, but never compliant. Love deeply, but from strength, not surrender. When she tests you, breathe. When she withdraws, stay grounded. When she doubts, stand taller in your purpose. Because the man she can't control isn't cruel or distant. He's anchored, and that anchor, that silent strength, is what her soul has been searching for all along. Remember, brother, she doesn't fall for the man who gives her everything. She falls for the man she can never completely understand.